Hello everyone and welcome to another Netflix episode of Iron Panther Presents. Before we get started, I want to thank all of you who helped us achieve 115 subscribers on YouTube. We greatly appreciate it. We also got Dr. J leading our Twitter effort, and we have 19 followers on Twitter. So we greatly appreciate all your support. All our contact information is in the description of this video. So if you want to join us on Twitter, email us, continue our conversation on the YouTube channel, please contact us because we want to build a conversation with our community that helps us get us where we're trying to be. But anyway, I want to do this video to talk about Kevin Hart's new documentary / reality show special, Don't Fuck This Up, is what it's titled on Netflix. It's a 6-part series. And my wife and I started watching it Friday night, and we finished it yesterday. And I got to tell you, like, one, I'm not really into documentaries or reality shows. So I was like, when I first started, I was like, I ain't trying to watch this shit. But Terry said, hey, let's watch it. And I was like, this is awesome. You know what I'm saying? It really was a unique look into Kevin Hart, but also the community that is Kevin Hart. You know, like it wasn't just about him, but his friends, his family, his career, the other celebrities in his life. And it tracks his last couple of years. So it's right around the time that he found out about, one of his friends tried to blackmail him for cheating on his wife, and then how he works through that. And then it follows him when he was announced to be the host of the Oscars, and then all the stuff he dealt with being held accountable for his anti-gay tweets about 10 years ago, and how he fumbled his way through his response to that. And it shows a lot of personal and professional successes and setbacks, and how he deals with it all, as a team and as a us. It's not him, it's about his community, and how he sees that every success he has is really the success of his family and his friends, and he wants to make sure everybody's all together and moving forward together, and he tries to lead this effort. And I really thought it was pretty interesting. You see him through a few lenses, through aspects in his life. I say you see him as a son first, the son of his mother who took care of him, as he was growing up, the mother who really gave him a sense of focus, a sense of dedication, and the reason who he is today, that he models his work ethic after the work ethic of his mom. And the son of his father, the guy who wasn't around, the guy who was on drugs, the guy, who abused him to an extent because he didn't know how to be a father, because he didn't have a dad, and how he works through those issues. And again, how that's the foundation of his comedy, of his driving force as what it means to him to be a father, how not having a good dad made him want to be a better dad to his own kids, and how now that his mother's gone because of cancer, and now all he has is his father, how even though they didn't have a good relationship, he still wants to be there for his dad. I guess his dad is seriously sick, and he doesn't see like his dad has a lot of time left, but he tries to hold no animosity or bad feelings for what happened. And he's like, Dad, whatever you need, just tell me, and I'll make you a part of my life. And he still wants to support his dad, which is very, forgiving and open to him. So you see him as son. You see him as a professional, as a comedian, as a CEO of his own company, as an actor, and how he works and drives himself to get through all these things. At the end of the day, he's a comedian. And as he was talking to Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, who were in the special, and like Samuel Jackson's in the special, Idris Elba is in it, so Chadwick Boseman is in it because he's trying to get all these actors to do a movie with him. He's sharing his comedic experience with Tiffany Haddish and the Red Cup Boys, who was his crew, and how he, through all these roles of CEO, of comedian, of actor, he's trying to build a dynasty, a history, a legacy for his family. And ultimately, he's like, I keep pushing so I don't go back to where I was when I started. Like being in poverty, struggling as much as he did, he remembers that, and he's like, that will not happen again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to die poor. My family is not going to be left without. And therefore, that drives him constantly, to keep on building bigger and better. And then as a mentor, because as young as 39, as young as he is, he's mentoring people much older than him who work for him. All his friends work for him to a certain extent. So they're his employees, but also his friends. and he mentors them. He helps them get TV shows and deals and movie deals and all those sorts of things. And it truly is a community effort. Like anytime he can bring his friends on stage, he's like, it's not about me, it's about us. His barber, who's his friend, travels with him. His trainer, who's a friend that travels with him. Like his comedians and writers. And like I've never seen someone who's like so big into This Is Us. It kind of reminded me of like MC Hammer. Like if you're old enough to remember after Too Legit, when Too Legit to Quit came out. So after like You Can't Touch This and Hammer was big as crap. When the next album came out and he was like Too Legit and he brought all of Oakland onto the stage because he was like his success is their success. He didn't do too much after that, but there's still the mindset of I'm my community, I'm my friends and family, and I don't want to forget where I came from was kind of in this thing, and I thought that was cool. Again, you see his professional relationship also, again, goes to that friend relationship, that he's very committed to his friends who have become the brothers and the family that he wanted. Because he does have a real brother, a blood brother, he doesn't seem to spend a lot of time with, which I noticed. Like, you didn't even hear about him in the present, like what he's doing now. Like, it seems like everywhere he goes, it's his friends that he calls his brothers and how he brings them together. And they fight, as friends do. And there's a situation where like he was getting drunk with his friends and he started talking shit to one of them, and then like they got into an argument which almost led to a fight, and they were on a private plane, and when the plane landed, like the cops were called, and it was a thing, and I think if he wasn't Kevin Hart, his happy ass would be going to jail. But they talked it through and they separated. And again, Kevin is in charge of all these people. Like he is the boss, right? So he easily could have fired his friend, for not, for stepping up to him when he should have. But Kevin Hart was talking a lot of shit, and he should have. But he acknowledged his problem. Like, he texted it, but he still was like, I'm sorry. I take responsibility for my actions. I should be better. I will be better. And he acknowledged it, right? So I thought that was kind of some humility that he showed in that moment. Even though, again, he did it through text. I think it would be better to do it in person, but he still did it. You see him as a father that even though he's working like 20 plus hours a day, 7 days a week, he still wants to be a father. And I think, he, as many men, the question is, what does it mean to be a father? Does it mean to be a provider, or does it mean to be a parent? Because sometimes you can't do both. Like if you're the breadwinner, which he is, I mean, his wife really doesn't work. So he's the one making the money for the family. He's the one, and he can't be on the road doing 150 shows and be home with his kids at the same time. Like that's not happening, right? So I think where he says it's more important to be a provider than to necessarily be a parent, like he kind of leaves the day-to-day parenting stuff to his wife, and it's a hard struggle, but he's doing it for the right reasons. He's still doing it for his kids. And as much as you see the kids in the special, especially his two kids from his previous marriage, it looks like they understand, or, they still get along. They didn't show a lot of fights and arguments in that sense that, like, where are you, dad? Why are you not here type of stuff. It seems like they understand, but he's trying to, build something for his kids. And again, and that's a struggle that all of us face if you're married, you got kids or whatever. And I admire that he was looking at that. Finally, you see him as a husband. And in that particular case, you got to deal with the issue of him cheating on his wife, him getting caught and then being blackmailed by one of his friends, and he's still going through the legal issues of that because his friend is still on trial. So it's like so his friend allegedly tried to extort him for $10 million. And that story is interesting to me because I love Kevin Hart as an actor, as a comedian, saying anything he's in, I'll go see it. But like when I heard about him cheating on his new wife, like I was like, what has he learned? You know what I'm saying? Because he cheated on his first wife, a lot. Okay, which he made jokes about. Even in his special, Let Me Explain, he was talking about his divorce, and it never leaves my mind when he was like, my marriage broke up because I cheated. But it's like, it's not because I cheated, it's because I lied. Like if I didn't lie about it, it would be okay. No, Kevin, it's because you cheated. If you didn't cheat, you wouldn't have to lie and you would have been fine. But now he acts like that shit didn't happen. Now he's acting like him cheating on his second wife is the first time he ever did this, and now he's trying to work his way through. And it's a lot of not really taking responsibility for the cheating. He's like, he feels bad because it hurt his wife. He feels bad, and he only feels bad because his friend blackmailed him. Like, that was the thing that I was like, what did you say? He was like, I didn't know the pain I caused my wife until I found out that my friend tried to blackmail me. I'm like, that is not the same damn relationship. Like, after cheating on your first wife and that relationship going to shit, like, you should have realized you shouldn't cheat on the new one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, it should not even be about the fact he got blackmailed. Like, he didn't understand the pain he caused his wife until his friend tried to blackmail him. And I was like, okay, man. But he somewhat takes some responsibility for that. And tries to work through it. His wife is crying about it, and he's trying to help her, build her confidence back up, that he's still going to be a good husband, and she still, wants to be with him and trying to work him through that. And a lot of couples go through this. He's not the first one to cheat, and he's working through it the best he can. And I'm saying, but if you don't recognize your problem, you can't fix it. And it was interesting. His wife said, you got 3 strikes and you're out. And that was part of her thought process of why she stayed with him. And I was like, does that mean that he can cheat one more time? Is that what he heard? Or he's already messed up twice, he's on his 3rd strike? Like, I don't even know how that relates, but that stuck with me for some reason. But she's like, but now, to me, I noticed that she's with him a lot more. Like, maybe, and ironically, what I thought was ironic about the whole story was that the night that he met the lady, he was Thursday night. He said he called his friends up to go to Vegas on Friday night. And his friend said, I can't go because I'm married. Because I got family, I got responsibilities. But Kevin Hart is married, and Kevin Hart has responsibilities. And somehow that didn't stop him. But he's like, I cheated because my friends weren't there. And I'm like, no, you cheated because you met a woman and you cheated on her. That ain't got nothing to do with your friends. But he accepts responsibility, he moved on. And then the whole issue about the tweets and what he said 10 years ago and the anti-gay stuff and how that come back 10 years later as he's trying to host the Oscars, and going back to him being a professional, as someone who made it this point in his career by not listening to other people who told him that he couldn't be Eddie Murphy, that he couldn't be Richard Pryor, that he wasn't that funny. That not listening to them and doing what he felt was right got him where he needed to be in this life, to help himself, to help his family, to help his friends. And that drive, that thought process that no matter what, I'm right, was hurting him in this moment. Like, as he tried to deal with the backlash and the constant questions as he was trying to promote the movie The Upside, which I thought it was a good movie. He couldn't just stop and listen to people to just say, you shouldn't have said it, you're wrong, you accept it, and just move on. He was like, nope, I already addressed it, I don't want to talk about it, I'm just gonna say what I want. And slowly but surely he realized that he had to listen to people. And I liked how he was he finally took some humble, pills and was like, you know what? My bad, I handled it wrong, and he tried to deal with it and move on. But it's no one's perfect. It's true, no one's perfect, and he's always working to be better, to make himself better, to make the community better. And I thought it's just a good, well-rounded, documentary again / reality show. And I hope you guys watch it. And I like another thing about his career. I didn't know his movie Night School. I love the movie Night School. My wife loves it. I didn't realize that was his first movie under Heartbeat, Corporation. That movie, that success of that movie would help him partner with bigger movie studios and not just be an actor of other movie studios. And that made me think of the George Lucas story, because my wife and I just got done watching the creation of Star Wars, and how George Lucas, kind of like Kevin Hart, kind of like a lot of people who are entrepreneurs, they had to have a vision that say, this is what I'm going to do and nothing is going to stop me from doing it. And both of these people got what they wanted. They created the thing that they wanted to create in entertainment, and it spread across the world, and it works. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was kind of interesting that both people had to have that kind of focus, that I'm right, that you believe in yourself and you believe in your vision, and through hard work you can get what you want. And that's really kind of the message that both documentaries gives to people, right? But again, and also George Lucas made his own company so that he could create his vision the way he wants. And just like Kevin Hart, independence helps you live your vision out and do what you want to do when you have to deal with big corporations and big studios. So I think it's kind of interesting to see the similarities to two very different men. But anyway, again, I thought Kevin Hart's special was amazing, and I hope you like it too. So anyway, please watch it. Tell us what you think. Please comment on the video. Please like the video if you like the description. I tried not to go too hard on Kevin Hart. But I hope you found the review useful. Please share it with your friends and family, and we'll be here for you again. And I hope to see you again on another video. Appreciate it.